Hey, 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 what is going on, Facebook? What's going on? This is Derica Frazier coming before you all. I am actually on here. I want to bring forward a very, very special guest. I actually had the opportunity to spend some really good time with her when we were on one of our conferences. We were out training, and I had an opportunity to spend some really good time with her, and we just really connected. I learned a lot from her. Her spirit is actually very, very beautiful. But besides that, she is one of the people that I know that have really truly dominated everything that we have been talking about. She has truly dominated this common sense theory system. When you say, you want to know things, you want to be able to apply things, but when you can say that you are a master at something, that is a whole nother level. And this young lady that I'm about to bring on today, she has mastered the common sense theory $100 day system. So let's see if I can. It looks like she's being added. You guys share this video, share this video. There may be someone on your timeline that needs to hear the words that are coming out of her mouth. Here she is. Hey, Dion.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear. Thank you so
Awesome,
much.
awesome. And thank you for inviting me on your platform. So it's an honor for me as well. Trust me.
Absolutely. I love it. So, Dion, you're amazing. You're amazing.
Thank
I have to say
you.
that first of all, you're amazing. I've gotten so many tips and different things from you, but most of all, like I was telling them before you came on, is I love your spirit. You really have an awesome spirit. And it was truly an honor to be able to just bond with you when we were in Las Vegas, because we never really had the time to do it. Our paths crossed, but we never really had time to do that
Absolutely,
you
absolutely.
know but you have an amazing story, an amazing testimony, and you are also one of my six-figure earner sisters in this business. So
Thank
I absolutely
you.
am. I'm glad to be celebrating that with you. And I know that we're on our way to hit seven figures, so it's just absolutely phenomenal. And we have to always give it up to God first, but we have to give it up to the Graham, the Stanicia Graham,
Absolutely,
because without,
absolutely. That's it
yes,
right there.
without her being the visionary that she is, we would not be here today. So I know she likes to
Absolutely.
say it's our system and everything, and I get that. But honestly, if it wasn't for her willingness and her obedience and her sacrifice, we wouldn't be here today. So,
Absolutely. I totally agree with you with that too.
right. So, Dion, I want to turn it over to you. Like, everyone is excited to hear about your story, Dion's testimony. So go ahead and just share with the viewers or those who may watch later. How did you get started? What have you experienced? And also just what would you have to say to the people? And of course, what have you made?
Okay, absolutely, absolutely. Well, like you said, I got to give it up to my girl, Tanisha. Years ago when I met her and started following her about 5 years ago in the other opportunity, I had started calling her my daughter because I know she was much younger than I am. So that's how I related to her. She didn't even know me, but I started calling her my daughter and just started following her wisdom. But I got started, we previous opportunity and previous opportunity, me and you would, cross path or whatnot. But like last year, got started at the same time you did. And our stories was a little similar because at the time, coming from the other opportunity, I literally didn't have the 85. I should have said the price right now. I really didn't have it. I didn't have it at first. So I started getting money from different people to put it together so I can at least start with that package, not knowing how it was going to go. And because at first, like you said, I was going to go ahead and follow her, but I was so discouraged because I had built this amazing team with the other one. You saw us in Texas. We was just opportunity here, opportunity there. Even in my home, I just had an organization going on. So I literally didn't want to start all over and go tell these people what I'm doing. So that was a
Mm-hmm.
struggle for me. I mean, I literally cried and I was like, I don't know if I even want to do this business anymore because it had just gotten so discouraging. But lo and behold, just, fast forward, getting to Atlanta, even before then, I knew then I had already left my teacher's job. I've been teaching. First of all, I'm an educator. I've been teaching for the last 10 years, elementary. But I had already left the job a year ago before that because my dad had took sick, and I knew I always wanted time freedom. It never was about the money for me at time. It was time freedom. Of course, financial freedom, but time freedom, because I didn't want anybody to tell me when I couldn't go home. I'm originally from New Orleans. I live in Houston. Nobody could tell me when I can't go home or giving me a 2 weeks vacation for a year. I'm not a 9 to 5 type of girl. You can't give me weeks of vacation and tell me when I can
Come
go.
on.
That's just not me. It never was
Amen.
me. But you know what I'm saying? So teaching was the only thing that kind of had a little more time and a little more creativity in the classroom. But I knew I had to do something different because I wasn't going back to the classroom. So Tanisha's always says the learning curve. Y'all still want to do y'all own little thing, but y'all don't want, follow the system correctly. So once I surrender and put the system in place, this is when it all started happening. This is when my mindset has changed. And then and just speaking with people that's on a team on a spiritual level and saying that this is the opportunity that's going to be for you. I remember Pastor T saying that this is the opportunity that's going to take you to the next level. You got to believe that, but you got to wholeheartedly believe that this is going to be the one.
Right.
So when I did that, I started surrendering and putting in the 3-step system and not doing anything different, that's when it started changing. The $100 days started becoming a daily thing, and then $100 days started being like $200 days, $400 days, $500 days. It was just amazing until it was mind-boggling because we're in a pandemic. I'm like, we're literally in a pandemic, and more people are buying this. And I know it's a health and wellness because, we got to keep our immune system up, but it was just surrendering to the process. Absolutely. And changing that mindset, saying those affirmations, and having a team of people. I got to say this, like you guys, Coach Derica, having a team of people that's actually really on one accord, literally on one accord. There's no jealousy. There's nobody pulling on each other. That's literally everybody helping one another. That's the love that I get here. That we can go to the events and jail with everybody. It ain't just like this person over here and that person over there. Everybody jailing. So, and that's how we are down south. You know what I'm saying? So we like hospitality, and that's what this whole team feels like. So that's why I tell people we don't have to persuade anybody to do anything. It's a 3-step system. If you want to join us, either you do or you don't, because we're moving forward, because there's a lot of people that wants to make changes right now in their lives, and that's what we're helping them to do, the ones that want it and want to make changes. So I am honored to say that, yes, in less than a year, I have made 6 figures, and lo and behold, I have never made 6 figures on any job in my life. So I praise God. I made 6 figures on any 9 to 5 job or anything I was doing. I have never hit 6 figures by myself. You know what I'm saying? I am married. My husband makes 6 figures on his job. I have never done it literally by myself. So, with that being said, I'm just grateful for this opportunity. And now I want to show other people how to get out of their own way and do the same thing.
Yes, so let me ask you something, Dion. When you say people getting out of their own way, what do you feel like is the biggest thing for someone who's watching, who knows that, say they're in another business, but they're experiencing what we experience. We like some of the people, we may like some of the culture, but we're just not having the success that all the other people at top are having. What would you say to someone who's watching, who may be in another business, but knows they need another income or need a change, but are hesitant? What would you say?
This is what I would tell people at this point. We all get comfortable. That's just like life. We've been conditioned to be comfortable. Once we're comfortable, like even in our regular job, there's nothing wrong with our jobs. If you're people, we get comfortable and we stay there because we don't want to change. We don't want to have that feeling. So I'm going to say with fear, because I used to have that fear too. I said, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not starting all over. Just like anything else, you don't want to start all over in a relationship. You don't want to start all over in a marriage. If you have to, you just don't want to start all over. But like Tanisha said, I don't care anything about rank because we never even talked about rank here. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see what you're making in your bank account. Is it, taking care of your bills? So, but I may love where I'm at, but if I'm not increasing where I'm at, it's time to move. In other words, if
Right.
I'm not increasing, there's a ceiling right here
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
increasing. So you got to remove that ceiling. And so, yes, I love you guys, but I need to move on. And everybody will understand that I need to move on what's best for me and my family. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're comfortable and you're not making the income that you should be making, then you should be moving. You should, because there's a ceiling right there. So
Right.
when I made my first 10,000 in this business, it took me 4 years to do that in another business to get a plaque.
Come
So
on.
I'm like, that was a ceiling. So you got to get rid of that ceiling. It's the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit with God. So if you still stuck there just because I love the people and you're not moving, then you stuck, and that's bondage to me. So
It
that's why
is
I tell people you gotta
bondage.
get out there on, you gotta really move out your own way because people would understand when you gotta move to better yourself and your family.
And
So
if they
that's what I would
don't,
tell people.
right, and if they don't understand, it just means that their season has come. That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
And
that's
your
really,
season
really
can be,
good.
yeah, your season can be over with, because that's how I felt even when I was teaching for 10 years. And I knew
Hmm.
even before my dad got sick, I knew my season was up with
Right.
that. I did it for like 10 years. My kids were small. Now they're in college, and me and my husband empty nesters. That was a season for me to teach while they
Mm-hmm.
was young so I could be home with them. And once they got to college, that was it. I felt it. That was it. It was
Mm-hmm.
over. So now I can
Right.
start working on me and my business and what I have always loved to do, which is network marketing.
Right, right. And that's amazing that you say that. And when you talk about seasons and things like that, I feel like people a lot of times they block their blessings because they refuse to change seasons. They want to stay in that same
Absolutely.
season even though they're not getting the success, but a lot of people get caught on hype and they're just like, "Oh, the hype, the hype, the hype," but hype only lasts so
Absolutely.
long. As Tanisha said, show me the numbers because numbers don't lie and the truth don't need no help. What does your bank account say? And see,
That's
that
it
was
right
something
there.
that we dealt with before. We had the culture, we had the hype, we had all of that going. We had fun, we had all that going on.
Yes.
But when it came time to show that bank account, it was like, do I have to?
For
You know what
real.
I mean? So, I mean, it this time it's so much different. It's like, oh, let you see my bank account. Okay, well, let me log in. Here you go.
And I know, right? Isn't that like an awesome feeling when every time
It
every now and then I
is.
get that text from Sadisha and somebody show me your back office or show me your checking account.
Right,
She said because
exactly.
I could tell it to her. I guess she want me to prove it to her. I say, girl,
It's a good feeling though. It's a
it
good
really
feeling
is.
though
I love
because
it.
right, because and I don't know, what other people's belief system is, but I know that we believe in the same God. We believe and we pray to the same
Absolutely.
Jesus. And we know that this is such a spiritual movement that God is really in this and we're being blessed beyond measure. Our cup definitely runneth over. And we do things properly. We decent in order and integrity. And like you said, we just love on each other. We may have a little
Absolutely.
friendly competition, but at the end of the day, you're my
All
sister. You
love.
see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's good to be in that type of environment. And so we actually, I can say, even for people who come in, you know what I mean? We still welcome the new people. Come on, there's a seat at the
Yes.
table for you too.
Yes.
We're not clicky. And that's the thing. We're
That
not
part.
clicky.
That
Yeah,
part.
and I
Yes.
love it. I just love it. So, Dion, in closing, because I know you got stuff to do, and I appreciate your time. In closing, what would you say to someone who is still on the fence? Like, what would you say? What would be your closing statement to them? Is it expensive
People
to
that sit on the
join? Like,
fence,
mhm,
that's the good thing about even with our opportunity. You can literally join at $39. And what I tell people that's on the fence, I want people to start thinking about their livelihood, thinking ahead and not at the now. If I was
mhm,
for to put in position, give you a system that's going to put money into your bank account. I want you to think about the now. What can I do with that money in December? You know, what can I do with that
Absolutely.
money in January? Or how can I help my family, my children in the future? So I want people to get out their own way and stop looking at the now, because are. So with that being said, start somewhere, get the training, but come in with a different mindset so we can to put 5,000 to 7,000 in your bank account by Christmas. But you're going to have to change your mindset and not think about what's happening right now, and give yourself a chance to grow and
Right.
chance to learn what we're teaching you, so that way you can go ahead and do the same thing we're doing, because there's, like you said, there's room at the table for you too. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you guys, in closing, you heard from Dion. She's absolutely phenomenal. We're going to go ahead and close this out. If you're watching this on Dion's platform, please go tell her simply show me the video. If you're watching this on my platform, go ahead and message me and say show me the video. If you're watching this on any of our business partners, our teammates, our friends, our family's platform, please
Yes.
go ahead and message them show me the video. Don't wait to get started, because as we always say, procrastination is nothing but failure on a payment plan. And with that,
That's it.
we are out.
All
All
right.
right, we'll
Thank you.
talk
Bye
to you later.
bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.